Oh, so we're looking at carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. Oh, yeah, and we could look at oxygen as well, yes?
Yeah.
Let me just draw an oxygen molecule.
It has two.
Yes, it has two, understandably. How many bonds does that have?
I
One
don't know.
and
I
one, or
didn't look.
Anyway, never mind that. And then we have H2O, yes?
Yeah.
So which one has the two? The two oxygen or the two hydrogen? One
Hydrogen,
two
H2.
oxygen.
Yeah. It's always behind the one.
Yeah, got it. We are Mickey Mouse. So these are bonded together, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And then these are bonded and these are bonded.
Yeah.
And if we compress this bond, which becomes a molecule, which gets really interesting for me, the atmos.
Yeah.
I would label as an isotope of liquid. For me personally, this becomes a starting one at the top of the stratosphere until you come down in the layers of atmosphere. That's another isotope, and keep going until we reach sea level.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got, let's say, if we go down, and then 5, that's an isotope. Then under the sea, we have a different type of water, another isotope, 6.
Yeah.
So space, 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suppose in a way you can, you can't. It all depends on how far you follow the sequence back. Which again, I'd like to look at this under an atomic microscope in space. That if you take a cup of water,
Mm-hmm.
if you take a cup of water into space,
Yeah.
they say it boils away. Yes.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's reversing the isotopes.
Uh-huh.
But again, this is a very simple isotope gas. We have different layers of gas, which when they come together in certain ratios, yes,
Yeah.
these add a pressure, a liquid pressure to all of the rest, which then causes it to condense and get heavy. But in space, there's none.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bear with me on a second with this one. So we could say vac, and then we could say the Earth. The Earth, what is it? It's matter. Matter pulls things towards it, wants to hold things. Vacuums do not want to hold things. The vacuum of an atmosphere, space, is one isotope of black hole.
Mm-hmm. The matter spreads in the space, doesn't it? Kinda.
Well, if you were to pop a black hole, initially it doesn't disappear, it doesn't evaporate. No, no, no. You have space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in space, we see this decompression
Yeah.
in space when your eyes liquids begin to pull out of you, feel the shit boil and everything starts to bubble away. You have some pressure in your skin and everything else. Yes, absolutely. But in space, you've got none. This is essentially stage 1 isotope of a black hole. It is pulling you together. It's not enough to pull solid matter apart. Iron, it will struggle with it. You need a condensed. You need to condense this space, which we can't see it, right? And it's designed to be not seen because you would never travel to space. You are designed to go to space. That's what, like it or lump it. Well, you don't have to operate on that, but the extinction is your responsibility. And if I was collecting souls, I would not want souls that want to walk into extinction. No thanks. Next. The universe is not looking for that. Like it or lump it, you call it God, divine, anything else, it is not looking for that. In fact, a lot of the Bible has been a lot of the spiritual, religious wisdom has been accurate. It's been misinterpreted in some aspects, but by and large, fucking hell, it's impressive of how close it is. And again, it's not a perfect science.
Yeah.
So again, it's close. A lot of things that they've spoke about is fucking phenomenally correct. So you're getting closer to the bullseye. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to ever shut that down now. Question. So space, black hole isotope 1. It's enough to take care of all of these types of objects. No problem. Iron, it's just not enough. Metal, it's just not enough. Rock, it's not enough. Anything else on top of that that is what we would call a weaker pull together, it can strip that off. Even the planet itself, our planet, is wisping away.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is wisping away bit by bit. Space has enough to pull this. This is black hole. Now, with that pull ratio, is which then leads me to understand, is the stars producing light, or is the darkness pulling it off? I believe the darkness pulls off the light. That's what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's massless because you can't see it. You can't see this stuff. Your brain has been designed, and your cameras, good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's one step. It's not resting platform. We don't want to reach the plateau. So we'll look at that, and we can say we've got a star. And we've also got a planet. And if you pay attention to NASA, when they're doing the extravehicular activity, whatever it's called, spacewalking,
Yeah.
and they capture the planet, you'll notice the planet wisping.
Yeah.
There are like these currents on the atmosphere, and very carefully with your eyes, if you look at it enough, you'll see in the atmosphere, it almost looks like smoke whizzing off. Space is having a go with that. Now, the planet isn't leaching any light.
Mm.
The planet isn't creating any energy. It's not lit up. And yet, bits are coming off of the planet. We see this with Venus. And Mars, it's got little trails whipping off. If you go and terraform Mars, terraforming is easy. It is easy. What do you take? Magnifying glass. Aim loads of these into a certain position, and you can start to heat up Mars very quickly. In fact, if you went above the star, so we got Mars here, yeah? Yeah, we'll give you an M. And then let's say we've got the sun, which is going to appear very small depending on how far away it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this is whipping off bits from here,
Yeah.
when things are frozen, by the way, that's a disadvantage with all of this. When things are really frozen, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
there's a balance between what is frozen and, yeah, let me just show you something here. Look, if a liquid is hard frozen,
Yeah.
space struggles to pull it away.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to wait for it to, because it's accumulating this rock solid, keep me together type process. Is an interesting thing. If it goes too frozen, it becomes brittle.
Yeah.
If it becomes too liquid, it's also brittle. Space can really do something with this. It's got to have that happy medium at isotope number 1. Nice. Black holes are interesting things.
Yeah.
We'll get onto it. I'm just going to put that there for a moment, and we'll come back to that. So let's say we got the starlight, and we put a series that capture the wisping off from here, and we're going to aim the beam here, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do the same over here. Capture that. I know this one isn't the sun, but still, I'm just giving it a good enough example. Mars would only ever reach this much. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's tempered onto whether it's going to get hot. You can heat it up internally, no problem. Again, you could do that as well. But again, it's only going to be able to produce so much heat by its size. If we were to concentrate the light towards it, this light would have never naturally have touched Mars.
Mm-hmm.
But we've bounced it into it. We're now terraforming. We'll puff the atmosphere up, however, comes at a cost, by the way. That's why this won't work.
Mm-hmm.
In the immediate circumstances, it'll work. Long term, you'll waste resources. And the reason why is because you'll then start to whiz away the atmosphere, and slowly but surely, you will deplete any liquids that you manage to free into a gas, which then makes more of a pressure. It will whip away until you're left with zero. And then Mars truly is barren and the resources are gone. then if you were on Mars at the time, you would be too late to build any spacecraft. Why? Because you wouldn't have any resources to do so. You would have whisked it all away. Err on the caution. It is easy to go to another planet and get X amount of 50 billion years or whatever it may be. That is a very bold statement in a universe that is constantly under threat, attack, decay, and change. That is way too bold with the amount of events that we haven't seen enough. And just recording Earth and looking into Earth's layers of rock, you've got 0.1%, and if that, 0.000.000 nano 0.1% of an overall picture of what is happening in the universe or your solar system. And to apply Earth in all of its rock layers as the gospel of the universe of whatever happened in the universe or solar system is from Earth's record. What happened to all of the space around Earth? What happened to all of the other planets? What happened to Jupiter? What happened to Neptune? What happened to Uranus? All the moons? Start adding that up and it becomes a very big picture. And again, because we've seen it like now, we expect it to be like pieces of furniture, that it's always going to look like that. No, since humans have been walking on this planet, Jupiter has got a lot bigger. Earth has got bigger and smaller in certain aspects. Mars, well, there's been some big changes on Mars. It popped its core out, right? Had oceans had liquids? You can watch these all disappear. Time is of the essence. But if you were to put this into one of your own apparatus that holds on to this, you see, imagine it like this. So we've got an Earth, yes, that you then start to case with metal around the outside. Let's just say, and then we're able to make a glass apparatus around the Earth. Interesting. No gases can get out. Modulate pressure by using weird type of balloons that expand out and contract down to make room so we don't shatter the object itself, which again, it probably wouldn't really do that. Probably make more pressure, which then means more water. Interesting. But let's just say, hypothetically, we did that. And then we've got a natural Earth. Which one's going to lose its gases first? Well, obviously this one. Oh, okay. This one's still subject to a meteorite. But naturally, what happens if you're able to make a black hole? Which black holes are very easy to make, by the way, when you understand the principle. Try making one on the Earth. Good luck with that. I wonder if you'll ever live to tell the tale, and you'll expect it to evaporate. Good luck. Let's just say we're able to make a black hole that is able to have it so dense that the planet that we've created begins to orbit around it. I would have a series of black holes that then go off to orbit around that and the Earth encased. And then you're somewhat protected from meteorites. What about if you put a star there? Again, if you had stars orbiting around this as well. A bit more of an interesting orbit. Earth's orbit's going to be interesting. As opposed to orbiting the sun, the star orbits you. You still get day and night. And you get a little bit of protection. What happens if you have multiple stars? Make these orbit. Very nice. Very good. You see, you're going to hold on to your gases for a lot longer. You're going to live a hell of a lot longer. Why? Well, because this doesn't naturally happen, but you're looking at all of this stuff happening and thinking, my word, that was quite destructive, but also it actually wasn't. If that had hit Earth, that would have been more destructive to life. But it hit the star, not so destructive. In fact, it absorbed it in some levels. Yes, it sent a lot of energy particles one way, the splash effect, off it goes. But when you start to make habitats that mimic this, you're holding on to those gases, as opposed to a planet isn't. It's venting, slowly but surely. And sure, there's a calculation on that, but there are also devastating effects that happen. You begin to change the isotopes. Isotope on sea level is only in that predicament as long as you've got deep areas for the water to pull. Imagine closing off Mariana Trench. I mean, backfilling it with loads of, debris that sinks down there and then begins to push. You lose the isotope. only because it is the deepest part of the ocean, does it make the isotopes change. Now that is how we see it now.
Yeah.
But could this close up and push the volume of water out?
Yeah, it could.
Now, the problem is with that we look at it that we've only got X amount of water on the planet, yes? But this isotope down here that is so thick that not even submarines can penetrate it. And the isotope goes up to as far as 10, by the way, and that's beyond this point, it could be up to 10. The problem is with that water is so dense that if you unpack it like Merlin's suitcase,
Yeah, if it goes higher up.
that isotope at that level is the equivalent to all the ocean that you see. So in that ratio, you've basically taken all of the water on the planet and compact it into a singularity. Same with the atmosphere. When you take all of the atmosphere and compact it down, sea level will rise. But you now have ocean level because of the pressure. More pressure, we're going to have more water. Interesting.
Yeah.
The less pressure, and it's not just about pressure, it's about depth that mimics pressure because of how deep this area is. Now, that's the ingredients that we see it now. That's the way it's been mixed, and that's the way you have it on Earth. And you'll assume that that's like that. Dangerous problem is if this ever fills up, which then pushes that volume of water out. What you believed was, let's say, if all of the ice melts, this being the Earth's crust, this being the water level, and then let's factor in, just roughly, this is the ice. You're monitoring the ice, right? And if that melts, then it means that the water's maximum level will reach to here, yes?
Yeah.
And you'll say land mass will survive that, just certain areas.
Yeah.
But your model is incorrect because the data you fed to it. You see, computers rely on humans.
Yeah.
They rely on humans a lot more than it to be intelligent. It will keep coming up with the same answer over and over again. It's not lying, it's just limited on what it understands.
it
it doesn't know enough.
It just gets what it gets, the information that to work with.
Humans program computers.
Yeah.
Humans give the data to computers to make better predictions. But again, it's no different from me giving this data to a scientist and they will make better predictions based upon this, which will surpass AI. AI then holds it in memory. It's all it is, it remembers. So that when you leave, all of that memory is put into there for people who don't know what you're creating from your scientific background. Now understand it based on this holding the memory of what you were. That's how you update computers. Computers are dumb as fuck without humans, and humans are dumb as fuck without AI. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? They're very beautiful when you go hand in hand together, yeah? So let's remove this, and let's say that this isotope here, at that pressure, is the equivalent to the whole of the ocean surface that you see now.
Yeah.
All compact into that single area. Now imagine your sea levels if that were to close. That water's got to go somewhere. The only reason why it's an isotope beyond the isotopes that you understand is because the ingredients, the depth, a canyon or whatever else, allowed for that water to pool in there and more water to pull on top of it, which caused weight, more pressure.
Pressure. Really
More
high
pressure then caused it to pack in more water, and it packed in even more water. But if you remove the ocean level, this is gonna overflow. It'll be a weird phenomenon, wouldn't it? Remove the ocean water like that and leave the isotopes beyond it and watch it rise up. Not enough pressure to hold it into place. That would blow your mind, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But if you removed all of the ocean water just like that, this isotope here unpacks from that pot, that area, that canyon, and starts overflowing to create more ocean. And you're like, damn! When's it going to stop? Well, once it's regulated, there's not enough pressure to keep that squashed anymore. And because it's so compact, you can get 2 times the ocean mass. Yeah. Interesting. If any event now happens where this closes up, How much water do you think? Remember, Earth's a water world. It's crazy, right? There is so much water here, land should never actually exist here.
Yeah.
The only reason why it does is because certain things happened. Now, why did these things happen? How did these things happen? Was it natural? Artificial? Fucking aliens? God?
Who knows?
Now we understand what they say about upper hands. Get it? If that closes, and you could make this much water, no landmass will survive that. None. Zero. You'd hope that there was ice for you to walk on. Because that would be the next continent, would be any ice that there is. Increase the heat, no ice, no land, no platform, no fresh water. Well, there would be fresh water, but it would salty pretty quickly, to be honest. And there again, it would erode itself. This gets into the core via this eroding. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Put that much cold water and you will puff the atmosphere up. And you lose your core. Then you lose your magnetic field. This is a doomsday event, a one that has never been, I don't think, ever been spoke about. But these things can happen quite easy. Well, I mean, the water's already there at an isotope. And then you unpack it. And bit by bit you unpack it. So it's hard for you to see because you're not monitoring the isotopes. Now, if you knew that that isotope was at, I don't know, let's say 50,000, let's say. But we're looking at the ocean water and saying, well, it seems to be getting deeper. So we're not venting any gases then. Well, because you're wrong, because you're not measuring the isotope. What if that 50,000 has turned into 25,000 over the time, but because you can't see it, you're not monitoring it, and you don't know? This can be replenishing the water that you're losing, and therefore you don't feel the need to do anything about your fate, because there's loads of water.
Yeah.
But once that 50,000, 25,000 turns into nothing, then you realize, shit, we're venting. Then you'll start to see your oceans, which appear to get big. Well, depending on this one, if they're venting slowly but surely, you'll then begin to see them dry out. By then, it's already too late. Sure, you'll have more landmass, but most planets have a lot of landmass, don't they? Mars's canyon, was it deep enough? That's the question. And then, how big have you got to be in order to hold on to this?
Yeah.
And then how much pressure do you need?
And we are talking only about Mariana Trench, but there are
Oh,
probably
many more.
other deep places that are less deep, but still quite deep.
Do you know they're nigh on impossible to get through? They're so thick that you can't penetrate. It's like hitting liquid stone. The periodic table is an interesting one from stars, yes? So humans, naturally in the universe, it will only make this periodic table. But when you make the second periodic table by enhancing it, you'll notice something. Liquid iron, soft iron will be the next one. Then the next one will be a doubly hard iron. It shifts back, forwards. So if your hardest thing that you know is iron that the star is capable of creating, if you artificially do this to create more heat, more pressure, the next one will be a soft iron. Like a liquid iron. The next one on top of that will be 2 isotopes on the iron. Technically 3, but no, because that's the second isotope which is soft. It will be softer next time on the time after the next. The periodic table shifts from one to the other, to the other, to the other. So we go soft, hard, soft, harder. Softer, harder. Could you imagine that? Any beings that have ever traversed would know this. None of your weapons that you can make here are any match. None at all. Because you're playing around with earth minerals content. Earth minerals is like their prehistoric times. Therefore, their technology, what else are they creating off this technology? What power do they understand? And is an energy. Then they'll know that any type of earth material that you can conjure up naturally is no match to what they've made. I would like to be that as a human, wouldn't you? If I was a human, that's where I'd be heading towards, that. Why? Because it makes the most sense. You don't need to follow me, it's fine. That's where I'd like to be going, making isotopes out of the elements. Black holes, interesting. So why was we talking about all of this? So Mars, we can amplify it, but we're also venting. And then by that time, wow, maybe if Earth would have been hit by something and that's also been vented and everything else has been vented, then you're fucked. That's a stupid way to go. Good, fine art museum, don't get me wrong. But whatever's collected off Mars, wouldn't it be more wiser to store this? Release it, heat it via terraforming, but collect it. And then scatter it about. And why scatter it about? Well, because there's safety. You don't want to keep all your eggs in the same basket. No, says humanity's favourite sing tune. Your grand theme tune is that. All eggs in one planet. It's not going to work. Could you imagine that if you then started putting a piece over here, a bit over there, a little bit of this over here? If a meteorite came and hit this, or hit this one, you've still got this. If you scatter your life forms across in multiple different directions, you can still come together, no problem. But if you had the capacity to be all over the place in many different areas, life forms are going to wipe. Many are going to survive. Until you're able to do something about it when you're making stuff that is more harder than this universe has ever seen, right? So naturally, let's say if we reach iron, yes? And that's, periodic table is not the be-all and end-all of everything from stars. It's a fucking good effort, don't get me wrong. It's a fucking good effort that you can do this stuff in labs, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say that the stars naturally reach a point and it's by and large this one, iron. Let's say the hardest thing that you can find is iron or diamond or whatever else it may be you want to say. I don't believe that's made from stars. I really don't. I think that comes later. But anyway, let's say you have all of this and you reach the hardest object that you can make. Then life forms come onto the scene and amplify this process and make it keep going.
Yeah.
The periodic table, if it was once a gas, then a solid, then a gas, then a solid, however else you want to do it, many gases, you'll get this in the beginning. But they will be the reverse of what you have. Not the reverse in the way that you think of reverse. If this one was a solid, this one will be a liquid.
Yeah.
An iron gas, maybe. Who knows? But again, liquid iron be this one. Then the next one that you do, and go further than that point, you then make a ×2 isotope of iron. ×2, twice as hard, twice as strong. Now, if you were to build your ships out of this, or a shield out of this, knowing that anything in the universe naturally is made via this and it doesn't go any far forward, and you've gone ×3 ahead, and now you've made a super iron as your shield, which one's going to win the fight? If this is traveling really fast, made out of ×3, it's twice as strong as iron.
Yeah.
The next one is a liquid, so you could coat it in a liquid iron. It's still very strong, by the way. Wouldn't say strong, I would say that it's got a nice stick ratio to it. And you coat the outside with your new liquid, and then you also make the inner shell nice and hard. Or you do it the other way around in order to dampen down the ratio. And you travel very fast. You know that when you travel X amount of speed, you're going to get very hot when things crash into you. But it ain't ever going to get as hot as this. And all the objects that hit you in space are going to do nothing more than A, bounce off, B, shatter. And again, you'll need some very sophisticated computer systems in that as a propulsion, because each time you hit it, you want to cancel it out. How big is the object? How dense is the object? And then what is that going to do at my stop ratio? It's going to slow me down, don't get me wrong. But if I fire a booster, just imagine it, a rocket comes on, and starts firing at the moment of impact in order to break that speed. You never have to worry about inertia. So if it's small particles, the rocket knows to go. If it's a big and very dense object, in order to never stop the speed from keeping at a constant. Because remember, if you hit something hard, yeah, it's going to slow you down a little bit, but again, that's going to create a lot of inertia, so you can deal with that by having a propulsion system in it. And again, you can collect these objects that hit into you, which then you'll gain mass, and you can use these to throw off the back of the craft. Space junk anyway, your real prize is going to be in this stuff. And you're able to travel. Interesting. So you begin to understand different isotopes. Now, why do I talk about this? Well, because we've got this whole thing of carbon monoxide, right? What happens if you were to make that into a liquid, compress it down into a liquid, freeze it, and then put it into space like a cup of water, where it separates hydrogen and oxygen? Can you get rid of your carbon monoxide problem?
Oh, carbon and oxygen, yeah.
That's carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
Then you would release it and you'd have oxygen and you would have carbon.
Yeah.
Just by taking it out to space as a frozen. Once it's frozen, just like the star and the meteorite gets close, it starts warming up, and then, ooh, the darkness is able to pull that apart really well. Because that's technically what this is. Space is this stuff. Where is it heading to? Now, if we could follow this process, what then happens to the hydrogen and the oxygen? Where does it go? Which direction? Where's it headed? Does it stay here? Well, maybe. Does it crash back into the planet? And does what? Does it get caught in the magnetic belt and come back down? Because if it was, you could just take your carbon monoxide, if you could follow them, stick something to it. A tracking device, that small, nano, super nano, atomic device to it. It's capable of tracking. Stick it to one of the molecules and let it go into space, and then follow where it goes. If it lands back in at the poles because of the magnetic field, could you imagine taking all of your carbon monoxide issue up into space as a frozen lump? Don't take it too far away from the planet. Allow space to do what it does best, separate it, and it will fling these into the poles and put back your oxygen and carbon. Now, whether that would be a great thing or not, who knows? Could you grab this stuff? Now, trying to mimic this on Earth, you're around too much matter, aren't you? So it'd have to be in there as a frozen object. If it's frozen, it stays together in order for you to vacuum out anything else that's in the environment. And then as it begins to melt, hopefully it begins to separate in that environment. And then maybe in that uniform environment, yes, it's going to increase a gas in there. Hopefully they're separate. And if they are, can you take away the oxygen, take away the carbon? It's got those 3 bonds, hasn't it?
Yeah.
3 bonds that hold it together. That's interesting. Now, what happens to that structure? What is that structure? What are these bonds? So we've got physical, and then we've got what? The glue. These interesting little bonds. I wonder what the life forms can do with that. Because we're not just learning this. We might not be able to breathe it. Trees might not be able to breathe it. And all the other life forms that we ignore. That's a lot of information in there. Now, if we were to separate these, can we not, in the same ratio, by using, what happens when you take carbon monoxide and carbon monoxide, okay? And we have only this gas, and we purify it in a chamber, and then we start hitting it with lightning. Does it come together to make 4 of the problem? Or will it make CO2? Lightning brings things together. I've often wondered what happens with lightning in space, and I always wonder whether it is what attracts the darkness. Can we fuse the darkness together? And if we keep going with it, the bigger the lightning strike, can we make a black hole? Well, it'd be the last thing you ever do if you're not orbiting it correctly. We see lightning on the planet. We see what it does. Put oxygen in a chamber and you make ozone. Well, that darkness, what does it do? We often never see lightning in space. We get these little mini sprites, but it really doesn't want to... What happens if you put carbon in space? Lightning in space? Naturally, it probably won't happen. I would like to take Tesla's device up there. What are you planning on making? Because it responds here under these ingredients. Now let's remove those outer ingredients that we call lightning. Just that. It's just a spark from here to here. Simple. That's not that simple. It's in a pressurized planet. It's along with gases. And I'm surprised that it's never made carbon monoxide in a lightning strike. Fuse an oxygen and a carbon together and voila. Now, likewise, can we not fuse an extra carbon to it and feed it to nature? You know, we often throw money at problems like this, but money isn't going to do shit. No, because we're not learning about diffusing objects. Because we fear it, don't we? But yeah, I honestly believe that starlight isn't travelling. I think it's being pulled. It's being siphoned off. It's a bit like the planets being siphoned off. A bit like comets are getting siphoned off. A bit like if you go to space, you get... we call it space and it's empty. It's not. It's got object in it. There's definitely something in it. Something that is able to pull you lightly. And then we throw you into a black hole. And oh my god, that makes easy work of all the denser shit in you. Space itself merely gets you going, doesn't it? But then I ask another question. What happens if a load of humans group together in space like penguins do? Would it begin to pull you apart? Or would it not really be able to, and then you would have a sweat atmosphere around you? Be very salty. And then it will start raining fresh water on you. That's interesting. Could you imagine if life forms could live that way? Anyway, but if you were big enough... I mean, some life forms might genetically modify themselves to become very big in space. Because the bigger you are, the less this stuff has an effect on you. The smaller you are, the more of an effect it has on you. Clearly. But if you're more bigger, much bigger, and you have no plans of ever landing, and it's space. What's the one thing about space? Well, it's very big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Such a void. Or wouldn't you want to fill it? You become very big. If you could genetically modify yourselves to become bigger, well, what other bigger planets, considering the prizes are on the bigger planets? Not the smaller ones. Smaller ones, rare, small, insignificant bits of nothing, and it's too small. What happens if you genetically modify your species to become a giant? Or you'd be able to stand up on Jupiter, assuming there was a surface for you to stand on.
Yeah.
But what does mining look like? Would you have certain species that are giants, certain that are very small, certain that are medium? I most certainly would. If I was running a fleet, this is what we would be doing, and if we call it a fleet. On a geode, it would be of all shapes, sizes, variations, all of it. The bigger ones will go off and deal with the bigger planets. Medium-sized ones will go off and deal with the medium planets. And the smaller ones, you can dig moons. Each of them would know their place. Whether you make something massive or whether you make something small. Everybody in that has a part, and everyone can take the part. Why do you think humans shrink things? They want to make smaller and smaller motors. Make smaller and smaller devices. How small can we make this? Well, why are you doing that? Then what happens if you make those really big as well? Why are you doing it? You have no idea why you're doing it, do you? Humans just walk around thinking that that's what they want to do. It isn't. It's not. It's not what you want to do. You're being prepared. It's superiority and inferior doesn't work in this scenario, does it? Unfortunately, it's your burden to get with. That's your device to square with. You're being guided. Why do you think you do that? You play around with the big stuff and the small stuff.
Sure.
No one is. Well, because I wanted to make this device here, because we wanted to see how efficient it was. Alright, okay. Now explain to me what love is again. Well, it's this, and this. Okay, you? Well, I thought it was more like this. Interesting. There we are. Here we are. So now explain to me again why you're making things very small and very big. Well, because of this. Sounds a bit like you're trying to explain a feeling to me. That's interesting. A feeling that you can't quite label, so you have to slap a label on it. Because it sounds better than saying, I don't know. Because I don't know means that you haven't done enough research inside yourself to figure out why you're doing this behavior. You're just doing it. Obedience. That's what it is. But you don't question it. If you could switch your questioning. Could you imagine if we'd have just accepted everything as it is? Not question nothing. Guess what you would be?
What?
Animals. They sort of question, I'm sure, but a lot of the time they don't. What happens if I run out in front of this car? You know the answer to that, but you can see that with other... They do not. That's herd mentality. Oof, no, thank you. You must question. Why? Because it's important to question. What if, and in experimentation, right? What if we amplify a star? What if we give it more heat? What if? Here's how to make a black hole. Well, okay, we don't want to make a black hole. Is there a way to make that process more, minus the magnetism? Minus the orbiting bodies around it. Okay, but we're going to be orbiting stars. Move them further away so they're less influenced, but we've got to boost the heat signal towards the star. What happens if we orbit a black hole around it? Well, it stops aiming it towards the star. Again, do you think stars are hotter near a black hole? You wouldn't know. Trick question. You wouldn't be able to read it. Because it would be radiating into the black hole, and the black hole would then be cancelling it out because it's cooler. Thermal radiation, interesting. Hell of a bitch. Hell of a bitch. Really is. But again, if you're asking questions like this, CO2, how do you remove CO2? How do you remove carbon, CO, carbon monoxide? How do you make ozone? What happens if you were to put carbon in a lightning chamber? Just carbon. Well, you have the reverse of ozone, I'm sure. Then what happens if you give that to nature? Is it better? Is it worse? See, again, asking these questions. Then it means experimentation. Experimentation then leads to what? Do trees absorb more? Do they die? Do they not register it at all? Well, they like it in 2s. What happens if I make it into 4? Is it possible to make that into 4? The answer is yes. You stop wherever you feel like it. And how does this change nature? What does this do? Is it better? Does it make bigger fruit? Has it got more information? What does it do with that more information? What happens if we grow seeds in that type of environment? What do they do? Do they change? Do they evolve? Are they better? Are they worse? Are they stronger? Are they more resilient? Do they evolve quicker? Do they not? What happens if we grow plants up a mountain? What happens if we put a balloon over this when catching these gases that separate? Wonderful, you're making rocket fuel already. All of the different ingredients that are there can lead to some successful breakthroughs for humanity, but while no one's questioning anything, yeah, I don't know. Let's go straight to the default setting of fear. Oh no, we're going to run out of gases to breathe. Woo! What is that going to achieve exactly? Nothing, except for more fear. The animal response. Shit, meteorites coming. Fuck this shit. Oh well, too late. Extinction. Bye-bye. Yeah, I wouldn't collect this. No, that's too prone to extinction. Or do you want to take that into a realm beyond this one? I do not think so. That's pretty predictable, really, isn't it? And then we'll have the sorting process because they'll say, it wasn't us, it was them. Okay, we're going to remove these and then we'll try you again. Let's see what happens. And then slowly but surely you get the sorting process until you're left with the very few that are left that operate in such the autonomous way. And then these will begin to build their numbers and replace the ones that were just in the way. Why would you keep that? It's like keeping all of the shit that you burn off of gold, isn't it? Yeah. In the charring process, chuck away the gold and keep the scraps, right? This is the precious stuff in the purification process. Why is that? Because it fell off the gold. Let's keep these. Why? Huh. No. I think you'll keep the gold, won't you? And then you apply meaning to it. Because, no, you know, that's another weird thing, isn't it? You could apply meaning to all the scrap pieces that fall off of it. It's weird, isn't it? These individuals that climb high, you understand the concept of gold, but in life, you understand the scraps. Isn't that a bizarre process? They see value in the gold, discard the scrap bits that char off of it, that burn away. But then when we apply this to humanity, it's the reverse. It's like keeping the scraps but chucking away the gold. It's weird, isn't it? And then claiming the scraps are the gold. Wait, what? Damn, and you understand these processes really well. Anyway, that's up to you. It's just something I kind of look at. Hey, yeah, man, that's little pretty cool. I like it. Oh, there we are. Oh, love. Oh, yes, let's just... Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of this. What about a smiley face? Oh, there we go. Oh, there we are. There. Shield man. Nice. Sorry, I just saw it and I had to put it in. Too much pareidolia. Oh, let's do this one as well. I don't know. Maybe we could? Oh, there we are. That's I like that. We give you a nice big atmosphere around. Oh, looks like a pig.
I think it should be O in... Because you have H2O, so it should be O in the middle.
Yeah, it should be, but I did it this way, so...
It's like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, we're going to sweat it. No, like I'm going to sit here and study all of these isotopes. I don't need to. Shit me. Are we using these AIs or not?
AIs.
You know, if we were already rolling out the technology that has been suppressed for far too long, like the holograms and everything else, I wouldn't actually need to do any of this shit. I'd just say it and it would appear. Like storytelling. And then a few groups over there will be taking mushrooms, a few normal people and a few bots will be watching this like, oh, dude. And then the other one's like, yeah, dude, welcome to this, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? And then, you know, some other people are like, oh my god, look at this. Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, because we all get different perspectives. Still, if I was, and this was, AI, and it was abled, and it was given out to freely to everybody, I mean, oh, he's swearing again. I know. I felt that too. But anyway, that's the way it is, and all of these holograms and everything else was given freely, like a mobile phone or whatever else, because we got to throw money over it, which money then ends up melting things down. It's also control and hierarchy and every fucking thing else when it really doesn't need to be. A socialistic nation world operates so much more better than the one that we've got now, because the one that we've got now slows it all fucking down, doesn't it? Is it possible that holograms and everything else could be rolled out into everybody's house by tomorrow? For free, I might add. Is it possible? The answer is yes. But what happens when you factor money into it? Money then becomes the problem, which then means better people. Better people. Well, it looks to me like you're all fucking human on a planet. Ain't none of you better than the rest. There we are. We're going to do when we go to space. I bought Uranus! Yeah, I can see you definitely are a Uranus. Yeah. I bought Jupiter.
Yeah, go there.
Now, suck my toes. I have a fetish. And if you want some of Jupiter, you better suck my little toe. Right? This is all it does. Artificial as hell. Whereas opposed to being, it's all of us. I bought it so I could give it to all of you. Look how great I am. Then think of the possibilities, the potential, and then all of the breakthroughs that start happening. One person's cooking the pot over there, another person's cooking the pot over in that direction. The resources are being cooked in that pot over there. All of a sudden, we've got technology everywhere. How faster forward do you think we could go as a species? Well, shit me, it'll be like someone pressing fast forward on a video, right? Right, this is what it'd be like, wouldn't it? Just be on fast forward mode.
Yeah.
But no, we have to do it all of this way because, fucking hell, people have got egos. I mean, fucking hell. You know, my mum used to say something weird. Scientists are going to be the ones that kill us. No, I don't think it is, Mum. I don't think it is. I think it's going to be egotistical. They're going to be the ones that destroy us all. There's a meteorite coming. What are we going to do? I have no idea. Shit. Maybe we should have made the money go off. And then someone out the crowd somewhere, you know, like Timmy and Scrooge or whatever his name is, you know, comes up with, oh, I should do Wait, what did you just say?
We should do this.
Scientists quickly check it. Oh my god, it's highly possible. Too late, meteorites already hit, world extinction. But yet, had Timmy have been developed with all of this stuff at the leisure, because on the Earth, it allowed you to rise up in quadruple numbers. There weren't no gentry doing that. It wasn't because of the gentry. Well, who was it because of? The fucking planet allowed your species to boom for free. Well, technically not. It's your soul, I guess. And hey, none of it's all wasted at the end of it, because when it's all said and done, I was going to shoot another rocket up your ass, but yeah, you know. We're all going to this place together, yay! Yeah, we're being forged in the fire. So are you, but you just deny it. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck me, I can see why you're doing God's work. I mean, it's interesting to me. It's very good. Yeah, God's work. Wonderful. You know, the very force we're talking about that allowed abundance, that created a planet, a massive platform for you all to live on. Oh, and not just you. Animals, bacteria, fucking water, rocks. A few stars in there, a few planets. Nice lump of space. More space than you can shake a sticker. Aesthetics, sociology, stars, beautiful, wonder, flowers, and all the rest of it. Ice, platforms, land, and everything else. Nice water to drink, and what do? Shit it up. What do? Poison it. What do? Everything but not that. Build houses with toxicity? Wonderful. Look at this. We've been studying all of these poisonous plants. What should we do to them? Give them to all of those people. Why do you want to do that? Well, because these plants here, the good ones, were made for us, and those ones were made for them. Fiberglass, anyone? Right? Fucking weird, isn't it? Like these people created the planet. And they have a right to go, no. Nope, only the better people get it first. Why? You're like fucking empty hard drives, come on. I suppose if we ever need control and that stuff, I'll give you a call. Anyway, I'm taking a piss and I'm also not. But yeah, so life forms that get together like this and understand this process, do you think they're working under gentry? Under superiority and hierarchy structures? Do you really think they're operating like that? No, of course they're not.
No.
Because they would know, being intelligent, they would know very intelligently, calculate that in AI. Run the models. Run the models. You've got AI, and I bet that would be then hidden. AI would become the worst thing ever. Run the models. Socialism versus imperialism. See which one moves your humanity further forward.
Yeah.
See which one causes a better world or existence.
Yeah.
Now that would be an interesting fucking situation. And I mean, not with people programming it to be in favour of one or the other. If people had more time, more resources, and more freedom, what can they create? More breakthroughs? You know, you don't need to. By now, intelligent beings would no longer need to worry about supermarkets or anything, right? You could build this in. If you went farm way, this would already be here. Better housing that's already being built. I mean, what would you need a society for in that way? Structured this way. You wouldn't need it. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then what pressure would you need about carbon monoxide, CO2? There'd be so many people thinking up on many different varieties. The possibilities are freaking endless. Each person is like a lucky bag. But with this lucky bag, you don't know what you're going to get. Everybody's slightly different in the mind, right? They have different passions and different... Oh, you're this type of lucky bag. Interesting. Next one. Ooh. Next lucky bag. Ooh. But at the moment, we're all the same lucky bag. Boring. Same. What a load of shit. I mean, no. Do you want people to be so different that everyone then becomes attracted to this difference? You know, if we carry on using bottled milk, Western women are never going to have breasts again. The breasts will start shutting down. You know that as well?
Yeah.
You do know that, don't you?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing, isn't it? Weird experiment. Very strange. Because you stop breastfeeding, The body then registers that there's no need for breasts, and then women lose breasts. They're probably like, fucking hell, thank goodness for that. Yeah, until something happens to whatever's making the formula milk, then decays. That's extinction. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Mass extinction.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, brutal. And the last ones that survive would know it. Oh my god, that's terrible.
But not all women do that, so
I know not all women
who
do it.
knows how it would work.
I understand that. It's a bit like drinking cow's milk all the time as well, right? Interesting. You got any breast milk? Yes, I have. What do you want it for? Well, I want to put it in my drink. I want to have it in my cup of tea. Ugh! What? That's disgusting. Wait, hold on. Yours says you do you like drinking cow's milk? I do. So you love suckling on a cow's titty then? Yeah, but that's okay. And me putting your breast milk in my drink is terrible. I thought you were a naturalist. Anyway, but still funny, but also true. Very true. If we keep doing this without questioning it, and we keep doing it in obedience, I mean, makes you wonder where men's breasts went, really, doesn't it? Don't need these anymore. Don't need these ones either.
Yeah.
Bit by bit, we'll see a reduction. What is the point? Bit like vitamin C, right? When it's abundantly everywhere. Body's like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to make this anymore. Why not? But it's kind of everywhere, isn't it, really? And these are the same ones that believe the Darwin experiment that evolution doesn't go backwards. So what, once women of Western culture lose breasts, what are we going to do? People are going to go around with fucking balloons? Kind of fucking strange. Do you think it is?
Yeah.
Or not? Maybe. Anyway, that's sweating the small stuff or the large stuff. Not really sure. Pick a size. I suppose there are some benefits to this. You can walk around topless. Page 3 on a newspaper would shut down.
What would it do?
Well, in that case, do you want to start doing some photo shoots? I'll give you some if you want. Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was not bad.
That's not bad, yeah? Interesting. But yeah, so, weird. And then you'll have to be controlled on whether you have kids or not by the formula milk, yeah? And what happens if they withdraw formula milk and you've got no way of making or supporting your children? Ooh. Because the gentry will no doubt oh no, they already have. Profitize off of it, yes? Yeah, this is where it goes. This is what happens. You build something with socialism and look what happens.
Yeah.
People can barely afford 2 houses, but someone is able to afford all those fucking houses. How does that work? Well done. Welcome to the gentry. Pull up your table. Yeah, don't do it. Nope. And then it becomes dependent on you that follow these rules or get evicted. Follow these rules or have no children. You can't create any breast milk anyway. And you can't give them cow's milk, even though it's really good for people. You have to have our formula. Suck my toe. Sorry, this is what I boomerang that one back in. But still, you know, that's the way it will go.
Yeah.
Control? Well, if we're getting rid of money, we better have something else in hand, yeah? I wonder how long that will take before the reduction on that happens, and that's when it gets a little bit dangerous then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And we're also seeing that people are finding it more and more difficult to become pregnant, yes? Why do you think that is? Clues there. Think of breast milk and then think of why couples are finding it more and more harder to conceive. Which again is extinction, by the way, but no one ever pays attention to it. But again, it's control. At the end of the day, it fundamentally falls down to control. If someone has the key and they've unpicked all of that stuff from your lineage, so the next time you clap for them, just remember you're clapping for extinction. Yay, extinction! Whoa! Let's look at all of your family throughout history that did fuck all and have got oil paintings and we bring them back to life. But what about our family? Our families that did work, got paid fuck all for it. No oil paintings because they couldn't afford it, and most secondly, ew! But yet now we have to look at all of them and, oh, look at that. How fake. How pathetic. And now, with all the inventions of the AI and everything else, you know, we might be able to see our great-grandfathers throughout history because of Facebookies and different things like that, but they'll just delete it. So do you keep looking at theirs? Terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. Why do we want to look at yours? I mean, it's nice. Granted, is there room for any more up there? Go to school and learn about certain families, but don't go to school and learn about your family and bring a nice bit of stuff to the table and listen to somebody else's and someone else's. You know, the ones that were in the fucking trenches. As opposed to the ones that were pretending trenches don't exist for them. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Well, we'll cry for you, but when they come back in lead caskets and everything else, no tears shed. We'll just give them a salute, yeah? It's ridiculous, mate. It's fucking ridiculous. And again, with that type of life, that's... and you know, and even if you do go and shadowban this, it's the truth, ain't it? I'm trying to look at a different way forward for everybody. A different way. One that seems to give a lot more results, like everyone's winning the lottery. These things, no longer do we fear these situations, and we will have intimate knowledge that we know how to deal with that. Maybe not right now. Well, it depends on how many pots you've got cooking, but people will start making these breakthroughs fast. And again, do you want to be a bitch to some sort of ET with harder, more sophisticated, with knowing more stuff than you'll ever know? And what do you want to do? Fucking hit it with some internet. Internet will be prehistoric. It's made, anything that's made from the earth, from these elements, from these collection. Well, they're few and far between, but when we start looking at stars, this is abundant. Then when we look at planets and being able to mimic the planets, if I can see a planet from further away using a telescope, I don't need to travel to that planet to be able to recreate it. Because that's what intelligence is, to look at the universe and think, this one over here is like this. Alright, do we have any of those ingredients? We do. Let's put them together and see what happens. Out come the changes, out come the ingredients. Wow. Well, interesting. So those ones around that star would be making all of this stuff then. Or it's possible. That's true intelligence. And then before you even went over to those life forms, if you knew that life were in that particular area, I would already be able to understand their weaponry. I would be able to understand all of the stuff that they are able to utilize. And what's more, with all of this secret knowing from a very long distance under my cloaking, I'd be able to counteract everything they could possibly do. It's fucking amazing, isn't it? And the more you play, the more you know, the more you understand, and the more head you become. That's true hierarchy. But again, hierarchy is never given to anyone that would abuse it. That would then, start charging people to know the knowledge. That wouldn't share the abundance with people. Other life forms, because they'd be so insignificant. Which again, you'd shoot yourself in the foot because you need to understand the gene process. Again, it's like trying to teach you something that hasn't happened yet. And therefore it can be denied and people will say that that's impossible, that won't happen, and they'll spend a whole time firing the cannons. So it's probably best just not saying anything. I was going to do a few videos yesterday, but again, what's the point? What is the point? Might as well just pass those ones away, because there's no point bringing that. We're forging you in a fire, okay? Been doing and saying the same shit, developing this since a youngster, and you were firing the cannons at me every time I was doing this type of process, and you are reckoning that that is to try and create somebody. Then what gave you the idea to fire the cannons at somebody, but not everybody else then? Because you were already seeing this developing and you wanted to get in the way to hamper it. That's what that's about. And then lo and behold, we're doing you a favour. It's like fucking E.T. abducting someone and just like, we're just going to put this in your ass, we're just doing you a favour. Here we are. You know, just... It's for your benefit. Now we're going to do, take some of this. That hurts. Yeah, just for your benefit. Come on. Take that. Just going to chop off the arms. Why? Just for your benefit. You want to take an arm? Oh, you got another one? Oh, here, what? You take this away from me. Oh, I've got no arms. It's alright. It's for your benefit. Now your legs. And now with the tongue. Let's remove all of these teeth as well. What about the eardrum? Oh, yeah, you don't need those. What about the eyes? Yeah, you don't need those. It's all for your benefit. Oh, yeah, you can't hear me now. Shit, I should have taught them tap code before I did all of this, shouldn't I? Shit. That's alright, we'll send them back. That's all for your benefit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just seems unlikely, yes?
Yeah.
They're very unlikely. Yes, but it does teach you a lot of things, though, doesn't it? It teaches you about life forms in general, really. Not just the ones on your planet.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't overcome the ones on your own planet, then good luck trying to overcome anything else that's more advanced. But again, keeping your deniability, because it works so well, doesn't it? There is nothing else. There's nothing else out there. There's only us. It's just us. We're just one big fluke. Look, we just happened. I wouldn't be so sure of that. And there again, if one part of that group that is separate comes to investigate, and you annihilate them and then realise that there's a whole fucking fleet of them that outnumber your planet. Well, if we want to compare it, most humans sit in the boot of Italy, is it?
Yeah.
Who knows if that's actually true or not? Either or. That's very insignificant. Take up space and build space devices, and how many of you are there? That's like saying the island, Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, whatever, yeah? It could expand to the size of China. That's even very small in itself. It's like saying the island has potential if it gathers the right resources, if it collects the right stuff. Could become a population that is as big as the boot in Italy. China has the potential to become the boot of Italy. You see, you got a lot of boots now. That's a hell of a lot of ass kicking if there was ass kicking, and we'd give it a whole new meaning to the Guinness Book of Records, because you'd probably get into it for being the #1 human species of ass kickers in the Guinness Book of Records, and like, the trophy goes to all of you. Boots of Italy. Ass kicking? Never mind, but still, any life forms that knew this, how big do you think their numbers are? It's fucking insane, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's a big amount. That's fucking huge. That is insane. And then and I do use the word lightly because not all are this way, but if they were to make weaponry, shit me. Numbers game, really, isn't it? And And what's their mindset behind that? Perhaps they like self-defense. Well, then you just wiped out one of their, thinking that you just won it all, and then, oh dear. Big mama ship comes by, which I don't think they would be together like that. I think then their strategy, in order to hit planets, one would come one way, another one would appear another one would appear somewhere else, another one would appear from under, and they'd just keep hitting you until they turned you back into the dust. Attack your star, and they do it in such a way that they just appear, disappear, and you just feel the fallout. As if they were in that mindset. Or if you pissed them off, or you killed their fleet, and if they believe in self-defense. I mean, it's a very interesting thing. Let's hope they're not life form eaters, because fuck that. Imagine that. Being kept in some sort of chamber where you have your arm cut off and they regrow another one while eating your arm. Wouldn't like that. Well, it'd be like being eaten by a dinosaur, and that's already happened on this planet, but yeah, let's just hope they never rose up somewhere, because yeah, reptiles have a nice good flavour for us. The hell are you covering me in? Well, you're just going to taste nice. I am. This one needs to be fearful. We like eating you when you fear. Why? Because it changes the flavour. Well, how did you work that one out? We love the taste of cortisol. You do? Yes. Can I interest you in some endorphins? Just saying. No, we don't like endorphins. Good. Well, I'm going to stay happy then. We're going to eat you. That's fascinating. I never even seen inside humans like this before. We like you. You're going to be a special spice. I feel it. Or more so, I feel it. Assuming that they talk deeper than you. Anyway, it's just wandering off on a little bit there. It's just to have some fun with it. You know, if it's happening here, can it be happening elsewhere? That's a question. And if it's happening where they're suppressing, can it be happening where it's expanding? Like the whole universe is expanding. Well, it's actually also contracting, but still. Where it is imperialistic and a few shiny egos here and there, can it be somewhere where everyone has those shiny egos? Everyone is on the top of their thrones. Everyone is a gentry, a walking kingdom all to themselves. Within their families become kingdoms. That's a difference, right? Every single family that you have becomes a kingdom throne, and everyone's going to reach the throne eventually. Each and every single family, every single one is operating like a kingdom. And with these kingdoms, rather than going to war with each other, like we see here on the earth, that's what's happened, they're sharing wealth with one another and knowledge. Tribalistic kingdomism, where everybody is welcome. And they're there to try and help one another live, as opposed to help one another be destroyed. Mm-hmm. Now that would be fucking interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, what was it? Wasn't it old battles with kings or groups went and fought one another, annihilated the other side, and then took over, and then the other ones went and annihilated this one, and then took over?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that if they were trying to keep the other opposition alive? And then they were keeping those ones alive, and they were sharing knowledge, and then these families are all kings on top of their own thrones, and queens rightly so, and they're all princes in this way, developing their mindset, going through the hard times, the best times, the good times. Life is brutal to you anyway.
Yeah.
Space is brutal. You don't need to add any more to it. You think you want to less off a load, and even if you do less off a load, you're staring at death in the face as well. It's not much more stressful than that. Anyway, if it is. And as you continue on, you're supporting one another. Shit me. That would be impressive.
Yeah.
And then a family wants to go this way and do its own thing and become a king. Go on then. And then another one goes off this way and wants to do it. Some want to stay in this group here. Okay then. But there's tables and chairs being pulled out and come together at Christmas for all of these individuals to come together and have a massive festival, harvest, or big eating together. It's no longer a takeaway. It's more like we're going to be making this in this place this time. Shall we all get together under this communal area? Fucking right. All right, I'll bring some peas. Assuming you have peas. I'll bring the carrots. We're going to need a lot of people bringing carrots and meats and everything else. Let's have a fucking feast. Well, perhaps we're maybe vegetarian by that point. Did you know these bigger leaves taste like different to these smaller leaves? But they're the same plant. Well, let's make a delicacy then, shall we? Big leaf, small leaf, medium leaf, and also the whole head of cabbage. All right? Oh, it tastes so good. Little bit of gravy on there. What's that gravy? That's fucking fresh, purified water, by the way. I was kidding. Come on. But even still, you know, you get the idea, don't you?
Yeah.
Could you imagine an existence like that? How many breakthroughs would be coming? And you'll then try and convince me that you need hard times and all of this. Yeah, I don't think so. Belief. And we're seeing this with some of the religious faith. Okay, they had war and different stuff like that, but by and large, there was a little bit more love, I'd say, in the air. Not always, don't get me wrong. There were not been perfect, not perfect, never perfect, but it goes to show you the potential there, doesn't it? And then we come from a time of relationships in abundance to now relationships are all about, which is not about that, it's the divide and conquer so that each and every person is individually in a house. Do you get what I mean? Then we'll put poisonous products in a loft so that you can't make X amount of floors, so that if you want to bring your elderly here or whatever else it may be, your grandparents and whatever else, and look after them in between that, in between the kids looking after and everyone doing their little... Nah, it's just... Which make it itchy for you, you know? Which is an allergic reaction, by the way. Your skin is allergically reacting to it. Then these little particles get out on your toothbrush and then you brush it into your teeth, into your gums. Oh dear. And you breathe it and you swallow it and it's around your bloodstream. It's then in your bowels. It's then in your intestines, causing IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. You think all of these products are so lethal. But there again, so was the lead, so was the arsenic, so was some of the paint, so was the asbestos. Keep going. Because that shit is more safer than putting straw. But fire retard! We've sprayed a straw in fire retard, you know? It was to keep the rodents away. Rodents don't like fiberglass. That's bullshit. Did you see Bunwell? They were having a party up in that motherfucker. Rats, mice, you bring them all. They're probably crossbreeding. I'm surprised there isn't a remice. No? A mat? Could there have been a few mats? You know, into breeding with mice and rats.
Yeah.
It'd make mats, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It would also make rice.
Yeah, rice.
Look at all of these rice! I think he's lost his mind. No, it's a new genetic. But yeah, anyway, but still, good to see the plague coming. Live and well, I guess.
Yeah.
It was the fleas. Okay, sure. Whatever. I think this is the same ones that were also putting poisons into wells, so that you'd have to drink from the tap. Oh, and you know what? With all of this fiberglass, it means you have to wash a lot more. Oh, look at that. Works well for angling water. Come on, we'll get you quids in as well. Holes in the back of places. Well, that means we'll have to push the gas up. All of that under the Gentry's affordable housing, lovely gas, go bankrupt on 40 billion. I would not have limited liability. That would be something I would remove immediately. Well, limited liability on certain things, but this? No. Fucking interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, getting a little bit off topic, but again, it's on my mind. It is on my mind. God, they piss me off, mate. And then it puts burden on an NHS, and then it's going to end up collapsing that. Oh dear, look at that. Oh, it was so unhelpful. Look. But don't worry, we've got a private one under the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you mean to tell me that people have got enough money to pay for this one, but not enough money in taxes, Kingdom Wealth, to pay for this? Anyone would think you'd been saving all of that gold. That's interesting. Again, something else that's been given out to someone, bit like the fucking houses as well, bit like this. Then someone will sit at the top of there with a nice fucking ego. Fucking put that crown on. Board members, look at us. Fucking gentry. That is very interesting, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, you do it better than someone else, don't you? It's funny how the taxes built those systems, really, isn't it? No, we'll collapse a dentist as well. Oh. Yeah, and you know another one that it keeps going? If everyone's fucking itchy and got a rash, doctor can go, it's alright, I'll give you some pills. Anyone else? Another gentry? Want to sit at a company that makes tablets, do you? Oh yeah, there's some tablets for those for your skin condition. Oh, you've got IBS, have you? Irritable bowel syndrome? Oh, here you go, here's some tablets. Gentry, anyone? Anybody want to take this one? Oh, toothache? Oh, here's some tablets, here's some antibiotics. Come on, take these. Lung complaints? Oh, got some more tablets, look at these. Come on, take these. Oh, we just made a tropical steroid as well, look, here we are. Oh, you got to wash your clothes even more so now, have you? They're a bit itchy, are they? Here's another company, Gentry. Anyone want to make fabric softener? What about detergent? Yeah, detergent. We need more detergent. People should be washing their clothes even more so nowadays. Come on, they're getting itchy. Wear them once. Full of fiberglass. Come on. Head and Shoulders, Gentry. Anyone? Anyone want to make some more bullshit in a bottle? Where the hell does all of this stuff come from? But we'd never question the itchy shit in a house that's blowing through all the fucking cavities, will we? Behind radiators. Fucking hell. Getting airborne, making you a bit itchy, are they?
Yeah.
It's amazing how many companies you can keep going with this. Fucking hell, I feel like I'm being battered with socialism. They don't like small businesses that make the certain covers and do this, this and this. Oh, no. Of course not. Look, we invented this thing that stops all of this. Alright, we'll just put a few in the house. Here's 3. They are $6.99 each though. Oh, so if we save 6 times 6, anyone? We'll save that. What about the screws? Yeah, let's put less screws in there. We'll save this much on that. I'll use those for another job. Oh, fucking hell, Gentry. Well done. Wasting resources. Fucking hell. Driving up the needless burning this fuel. For what? And we won't put vents in a bathroom window or a kitchen window. Oh, right where there are these fucking holes, and when the extractor fan's on, where do you think it's pulling all that air from? And you've just had a shower, you're showering in all that steam, getting all the stuff done, and then you get out, turn off your shower, and then you're walking into all of that fucking fiberglass that's hitting you, and then you take your towel that you've left. Oh, let's rub some more of that all over you. Fucking hell's mimicking urticaria already, innit? Oh, dear. Because the air is going to pull from the easiest access point. And it just so happens to be fiberglass. Oh, it's a fucking amazing nut, innit? Mm-hmm. Talk about safety. We're here to do safety for you. We do poo-poos in it. No thanks. Keep your safety, please. Safety means drop your guard. Oh, thank God, someone else is taking care of that. I don't have to. Sucker. Anyway, but still, yeah, let's go with that. But yeah, no, I think new buildings need to be built. Ones that go in the opposite way of all of this. I think we've got to start flipping what humanity is doing. That's what I think needs to happen. You've tried cowboy socialism or social housing. Come and try ours. Oh no, but we're gentry. We control whether you're allowed to build on that land or not. Oh no, you can't live in fucking mobile homes. Of course you can't. You can have it as a holiday, but we need you in the poisonous products. Come on, look. Do you think we're lovely gentry? That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And then they wrote in their history how they stole all the land from the people and then gave it to these gentry. And they get to then dictate what happens on these stolen goods.
Yeah.
Because they know best. Better write some rules in there to protect people. I'm glad you wrote that in your books, in your history books, because you made that very clear that you stole the land. And all this because you are a good bunch of people that got together that you want to help people. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Lies always get found out. No. No, they fucking don't. No, they don't. Bullshit. That is very interesting, isn't it? So, what do you reckon that's all about? Because they know that other people could do this better and then have got to find a way to stop that, right?
Yeah.
But don't worry, you won't play victim when you start losing it all because, you know, you're going to be strong. Don't be a victim mindset. Come on. You'll breathe through the pain. Come on. Anyway, I've got to leave this one here because this was fun. And it was also bouncing all over the place, which I like to do because I just feel a bit more authentic to do so. It's what's on my mind at the time. Much more. But I'm going to leave the rest of it because what's the point in that? So we'll see. We'll see where this is going to go because I'm feeling very positive. Very positive, you know? There we are. Right. Let's leave it there.
Okay.